There you are. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're safe and well, because that is the most important thing. Well, we have had some lovely weather recently. It's looking a bit cloudy at the moment, but it is dry so far, which is good because I'm about to drive up to Scotland to see Mum. Right. Okay. So where are we today? Some interesting things going on. First of all, I don't know if you're aware, but if you're your business is large, then there's a new energy reporting burden, and that will affect quite a few of the larger chemical industry plants that we have left in the UK. Yes, there are still some. Don't worry too much about that. So it was interesting to see the CIA coming to the defense of the industry and saying, look, this is a bit silly. We've already got the climate change reporting where we've got really high energy use. Everybody's trying to cut down their energy. This is just a piece of red tape. And well done them, I say, because it is red tape. It is unnecessary. We do not need to be burdened with this. You know, it's almost like there are so many bureaucrats involved in the UK, in the EU, wherever, that they think the only safe thing that industry should be doing is not making things, it's just producing pieces of paper. Anyway, here is a link to this scheme called ESOS. It's from the Chemical Industries Association, who are saying the industry should be exempted, and quite right too. That's going below this video now. So that's the UK thing. Now, we usually do a snippet from the EU as well. This time it's actually just from France. You may remember that earlier on this year, or is it late last year, ANSSI's, the French competent authority, who are not my favorite competent authority, it has to be said, they did something interesting because they decided to ban Bordeaux mixture, or copper in general. They want to control it. Now, copper, Bordeaux mixture, which is a mixture of copper sulfate and lime, has traditionally been used in vineyards as a fungicide. It's also bactericidal. But what has happened over the 100+ years it's been used is that the copper has built up in the land. I mean, that's hardly surprising, given that liming the soil will also mean that you get more metals retained in the land. And it's getting to levels that you could describe as hazardous or dangerous. And that has got the potential for coming into the food chain. It's also environmentally harmful. And ANSSI's are basically bang on with this one, in my opinion. Things you thought you'd never hear me say, but fair play to them. So the problem with that is that Bordeaux mixture is one of the few fungicides that are actually permissible under organic certification, which is incredibly ironic, given that using modern fungicides would not have this kind of persistence problem building up over the years. But there has been a howl of pain from the wine industry in France, because a lot of the viticulturalists, winemakers, like having the organic certification, even though it's environmentally damaging in this case. So because there really isn't anything to take its place, there has been your typical French reaction. No, they have not been burning British lamb at Calais, but they've gone to court. And a court has actually said, whoa, we're overturning this. So it has been overturned for the time being, but I suspect this is going to carry on, because actually, as I said, it is not a bad ban. It is a sensible ban. It is being done for the right reasons. And it's just, you know, if you're going to ban it, well, why not do it on the basis of the concentration of copper in the soil? That might be, and again, that would need to depend on the soil type, so it would have to be regional. But yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? That's the link below the video just now, because you've got people who are so convinced of their own righteousness, the organic certification brigade, that they are not recognizing the fact that actually this is not sustainable in the long term. may have been overused in the past. It's certainly something that builds up over decades, and maybe we ought not to be doing it, or at least looking for alternatives. So yeah, I don't quite know how that one's going to resolve itself in the end. Ideally, maybe the organic certification should be relaxed for certain fungicides, certain organic in the chemical sense fungicides. It's going to be a really interesting one to see if the what's the word I'm looking for? If the cutoff limit on organic compounds is going to apply, because that's all that happened. Is they just said, right, anything up to this point is okay, and anything after this is synthetic and modern, and we hate it, and we're not going to include it in our certification. And that's a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like religion, you know. It's like, bang, this is what we're saying, and we're not going to. Whereas surely you would think that certain herbicides or fungicides could have the organic designation applied to them, including our dear friend glyphosate. But anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about that one. So what have we got for the funny video today? Well, the funny video today is not the 9 o'clock news. And I don't know if it's just if this one crossed my mind because of all of the unpleasantness in the Middle East, but it's question time. So it's a little short video, so it comes up like that. But that's it there. So that's it from me for today. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you have a good one. I hope the weather is good with you. And I look forward to chatting to you again next week, when hopefully things will be back to normal after the bank holiday weekend, when most regulators appear to have been off for at least a fortnight. Take care of yourselves. Bye.